Good day, everybody. It's a little MGTOW message. So, I was just thinking how I ended up here, where I'm at, MGTOW, going my own way, not giving women the kind of attention that they so abundantly used to, you know? And, as a man who, has learned how to deal with isolation and, has learned how to deal with rejection and things like that, this is a skill, very helpful skill, that a lot of women haven't developed. And what MGTOW does is it forces them to develop those skills. It forces them to have to deal with the lack of attention from men, And, for me, getting to MGTOW was actually, in reflection, always destined to happen because of how I viewed love and family and all that stuff. I was driven to MGTOW simply because I loved a woman unconditionally and loved the family that we had. And my goal for most of my life up until now was to start a family. That was my goal. I was taught to find a good woman, take care of her, work hard, support them, settle down, and I'm not talking it wasn't like we just stayed at home all the time. We went on vacations, we traveled, we did fun stuff, When people think of families and settle down, they think that they're going to be sitting around their houses all the time. And yes, there is a lot of that, especially if you're raising kids, because little tiny children need safe places. And what's the safest place but your own nest, right? But as a family, we still did stuff. And families do things like that. At least, my family did. And I feel like in past relationships where I've tried to start families before, we did those things as well. But still, I ended up basically twice divorced. 2 kids by 2 different mothers, single, alone, with my dog. And it's not like I'm not a good-looking guy. I'm 6'4", 220 pounds, great shape, Me, I'm not technically off the sexual market. I'm just not pursuing on the sexual market. That's what MGTOW does. And I was forced into MGTOW, pretty much. It wasn't an active choice. It kind of was, but it was more like a discipline that I used to help myself recover and survive the trauma that was so repeatedly handed to me by this goal of becoming a family man, of trying to start a family, I don't know. You tell me. I was actively punished, all the pain and trauma, all the sorrow, all that stuff, all the custody battles, the thousands of dollars I've had to spend on lawyers, the fighting, the literal lack of any empathy, all that stuff. That's my reward for wanting to start a family, for wanting to be a good husband and father. My reward, my ultimate, here's what I got for all that hard work and suffering and sacrifice and self-reflection and growth and all that stuff. Because with each relationship, a man has to improve himself. He has to become better than the last. Because a woman that you get into a new relationship is going to judge y'all's relationship to your past relationships. And so therefore you have to make this one even better, even badder, even healthier, even funner, even sexier, even everything. You got to go all the way up, right? Because women are never satisfied, right? I should know. I've given several women a family, children, support, a home, savings, a handsome, supportive partner. So, with that being said, MGTOW, I think, is the ultimate destination for any man who was taught those things. Because honestly, it is a shot in the dark for one of us to find something like that these days. It is a 1 in a million chance that you're gonna find a girl, a good one, that will stay with you. Like, I mean, there's a reason why I say even the good ones have a shelf life, because even in my experience, I've dated a few different kinds of women, but they were usually different tiers of the same ilk. You know, some of them were slightly healthier emotionally and psychologically than others, but they were basically all damaged goods with daddy issues, you know? And I feel like that's something you deal with on the regular with most women, especially Western women. We have destroyed the masculine man in our culture, and therefore we have devalued it to such an extent that it's just the standard now. You grow up without a father figure. It's almost like I don't know how hard I've had to fight to be in my children's lives, right? You would think that these women would want the fathers of their children to be in their children's lives, but no. They want to tell themselves that they have a deadbeat partner, that they have a deadbeat, that they want to tell their children that they have a deadbeat dad. It's real, y'all. It's not a fucking, this is real. This happens to people every day. People like me. I love my children. I've loved my family. I want nothing more than to have a family, but I know now that is very, very, there's a very low chance of that. And the likelihood of me getting into another relationship and it not going the same way that it's always gone is so low, And I've actively, with each relationship, I've actively improved myself, and I've actively tried to address the causes of each relationship's failure, telling myself I'm not going to make those same mistakes again. But what happens? I don't make those same mistakes again. I make all new mistakes. Because for women, they will create conflict where there is none. There's a reason why each relationship has to be different. Anyway, this is a nice little MGTOW shout out to all of you gentlemen out there that have found your way to MGTOW, and to all of you gentlemen out there who have not, and hell, maybe even some of you ladies out there have found your way to MGTOW, honestly. And I'm not saying women going the way, I'm saying women who respect MGTOW. Women who understand other women. Honest women. Because they are out there. But, yeah. I know I speak in, sometimes in these, general senses, but I'm speaking from my own personal experience and from what I observe on the news, social media, in my community, in my children's schools, in the restaurants that I go to, at the job I work at. I work at a job where I get to people watch a lot. Service industry is one of those places where you learn a lot about people. Honestly, I think every good politician needs to wait tables. I think everyone should wait tables. for a year of their life. Like, some countries make you join the military for a couple years, which as a young person, I didn't think that was a good idea. But now as an older person, I think honestly that would be great for our culture, because that would teach a lot of young men discipline that they sorely lack. That is the biggest issue in our culture, is this lack of discipline. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. For all of you out there who have not found your way to MGTOW yet, we'll see you when you get here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bullshit and I got my degree in ass slaps and handshakes at Fuck You University and I approve this message.